that Jeep. We on the back road.
I like the back roads.
And that's the core sound right out there. And this is the ocean right here, so that just tells you how narrow this island really is. It's definitely not somewhere you want to be when a hurricane shows up. This is how we roll. Well, we're going to go explore and see how bad that trail is to Portsmouth, and if it's not too bad, we're going to go check out the village. All right, folks, this is the trail to Portsmouth Village. Now, sometimes this road floods, but today, God is smiling down on us, and we're going to get to go across it and go up here to Old Portsmouth Village, which at one time was a thriving fishing village and what they call a lightering port, where large vessels would bring in loads, but because the sound was so shallow, they had to use small skiffs to offload the larger vessels and then bring it into Portsmouth. And over there, that water tower, that's Ocracoke Island, and there's Ocracoke Lighthouse off in the distance. Very cool. Oh yeah, that's the water crossing right there, so Portsmouth Beach. Yeah. We made it. And we didn't get killed.
Hang on. We still got this to deal with.
Awesome. As I said, it was once a thriving village, but during World War II, the threat of German U-boats and everything else, people out here were kind of scared to be out on this island, and I think the last inhabitants moved off of this island in like the late 60s or early 70s. I can't remember which one. There's the Pamlico Sound out there, and just across the other side is Ocracoke. This is the U.S. Life-Saving Station on Portsmouth Island. And as I said, that water tower right over there is Ocracoke, and there's the lighthouse just on the other side of that bush right over there. This was the predecessor to the U.S. Coast Guard, the life-saving service. These guys walked up and down the beaches and rode horses up and down the beach in search of vessels in distress, and they would row out in lifeboats through surf.
Critter tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Raccoon tracks.
Don't know.
It's probably a lizard there.
They probably got an old lifeboat in here. Let's go look. Here we go, folks. This is U.S. Life-Saving Station, Portsmouth. That's your Lyle gun right there. That's what they would use to fire a shot of line to the vessel in distress, like that. And then they would generally use a breeches buoy, which is shown here, and they would bring the people across the cable there back to the beach. And Chickamaucomico Life-Saving Station in Rodanthe, North Carolina, is the only life-saving station in the United States that still does that drill. I think it's 2 o'clock every Thursday. And this is a regular, yeah, surf boat. The one they have at Chickamaucomico is a B. McClellan self-bailing motor lifeboat. You just imagine being on this right here with a crew going through like 12, 15-foot waves, rowing out to rescue vessels in distress. And it's what the Coast Guard still does to this day. That's their beach cart there. That's part of the beach drill apparatus. Very cool. Always on the lookout. That's your faking box. That's how the line was coiled so that it would pay out without tangling when they would shoot it out there with the Lyle gun. All right, let's go walk around a little more. Yep. It's just frozen in time out here. Pretty much exactly the way they left it when they abandoned it. And everything they said about the bugs at Portsmouth was true. As long as you keep moving, it's all right. But boy, I tell you what, if you stop and get in the shade, looks like you're wearing black socks because of the mosquitoes. Pretty bad.
Those are locked.
Yeah, those buildings are locked. Wonder if there's any mail.
I don't know. You expecting any?
No.
Wow. Get out. Get out. Get out.
Mail call.
Oh, and it was a store too.
Uh-huh. General store and post office. Old pot-bellied stove right there. Yeah, I imagine in the wintertime this was a pretty central hang. Well, look at there. There you go.
Oh.
Look at that.
Oh, look, is this what's
1927 edition of Sears Roebuck catalog. So
Roaring 20s.
So you could come here to Portsmouth Village and to the post office and
Everything you need.
mail order whatever you needed.
Women's bathing suits and look at this. Man, highest market price for your ball furs.
Well, there's probably some fur trappers out here
Rings.
too, minks and stuff.
Oh yeah. My granddad had lots of those.
Yeah,
These old.
very cool. And this was the office of the postmaster right here. So the old safe down there and some old 1927 Montgomery Ward catalogs and a 1923 seed catalog. Very cool. At one time, there were over 1,000 citizens living here. 1956, there were less than 100. In 1971, the last 2 inhabitants left the village.
Hey, brochures. Look out.
Wow. There's what I was talking about right there, lightering. There's the old postmistress, Annie Salter. Actually, this was her house that I'm standing in. This was the house of the postmaster.
Wow.
Yeah, this is Annie Salter's house.
That's a big house.
Oh, wow. An old pitcher pump. I've used one of those before.
My granddaddy had those.
Yep.
That's why we got one for a while.
It's just Annie Salter's kitchen.
Wow.
Oh, this is it. And if you want to know just how bad this can get in storms, there's Hurricane Emily, 93. A couple of storms there, 93, 06, 98. 1 and 2 of 16. Hurricane Gustav, there's a storm. There's how high the water was in Ophelia. Joaquin, that was last year around my birthday, 10/5/15. It was all the way up to there. Superstorm Sandy, Dennis, Alex, Gloria, and Hurricane Isabel was all the way up to there. Almost to the windows. Pretty low lying area out here. $18.50. Yeah. Washington Roberts house. Wow. Old lath-sided walls where they would put plaster. This is how they did it in the old days before drywall. Park Service maintains these buildings, but as you can imagine, out here in a remote area like this, everything is at the mercy of Mother Nature. Let's go up and take a look. This is some kind of alcove room here. Standing at the end of Portsmouth, looking at Ocracoke that way and the Pamlico Sound. I've now been on every mile of North Carolina's Outer Banks, from Shackleford Banks all the way to Portsmouth, and then on up to the Virginia line at Corova Beach. And you might say, man, you've sure gone a lot of places in the last couple of years. Well, the reason for that is when I was laying there in that hospital dying of encephalitis, I made a promise to myself and to God that I would go and see all the places that I've always wanted to go see if I ever got out of there. And I've lived up to my promise. Still got a few more places I want to go see, but this was definitely a big one on my checklist.